Exclusive, the heroic 6-year-old who escaped an alleged abduction attempt right in front of her house. The incident was all caught on camera, and now she and her parents are speaking out with a message that every parent needs to hear. Ariel Reshef joins us now with that. Good morning, Ariel.
Good morning to you, Amy. You know, it happened in an instant. The suspect inappropriately grabbing that little girl just feet from her front door. But the terrifying encounter lasted just seconds thanks to Kennedy's quick thinking. And now the Nashes are sharing what she did to save herself and the essential conversation every family should have with their kids.
This morning, the chilling moment a little girl fights off an alleged abductor. And for the first time, little Kennedy Nash in her own words.
This guy walked by and he touched me and he pulled me.
The 6-year-old speaking exclusively to ABC News, describing how she narrowly escaped.
How did you get away?
I don't know. He just let go of me because I screamed.
The Ohio family's surveillance video capturing it all. You can see Kennedy just steps from her front door, taking out the trash. When the stranger appears, police say he suddenly grabbed her, stepped forward, then tried to drag her. Kennedy letting out a piercing scream.
He wouldn't have let go of her if she wouldn't have pulled and screamed like she did.
The man quickly letting go, the whole encounter lasting less than 10 seconds. The distraught little girl running inside for help, her dad Ricky jumping into his car, following the man while on the line with authorities.
I chased him like he still had my kid. Definitely didn't want him to be able to go snatch another kid.
Police arresting 33-year-old Derek McPherson, now charged with abduction and gross sexual imposition.
When the cops put him in handcuffs, it took so much anguish away.
Kennedy shaken but safe.
You lived through this incident, but then when you watched the video, what were your thoughts?
It made me cry.
That has to stop your heart as a parent.
It's forever etched in our minds, that scream. So that'll always be with us.
The Nashes say they've talked to their 4 girls about how to fight off an attacker, never imagining they'd need to put that lesson into practice.
As parents, you think, my kid's young. I don't know that they're really absorbing what I'm saying, but it turns out Kennedy was listening to you.
Yes, she did. And she used it.
The parents say if not for their 6-year-old's quick action, the outcome would have been much worse.
How proud are you that your 6-year-old had the wherewithal to scream and get herself out of that situation?
I'm so proud of her, because as soon as she screamed, he let go. So obviously, you know, it does work.
And it was so good to see Kennedy smiling again. And Kennedy's parents say that they are grateful that both of them were home at the time her mom had just gone inside to put some groceries away. They say it is still surreal that this happened to their little girl, and they want every parent to know that this can happen, Amy, in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, that is so frightening for every parent to see. Ariel, thank you so much for that. And for more on this, let's bring in Callahan Walsh, the advocate at the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Thanks for being with us, Callahan. And first, let's walk through what Kennedy did right.
Well, she did everything right in this case. She was kicking, screaming, pulling away. It's exactly what we teach kids what to do when a would-be abductor tries to grab them. In fact, there's a lot to learn from these attempted abductions. We've been analyzing attempted abductions for over a decade at the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, and we know that over 83% of the time when a child is able to get away from their would-be abductor, it's something that they did proactively, like kicking, screaming, or pulling away. And exactly what she did in this case. She's the reason why she's home safe tonight.
It's really remarkable. And yes, she's just 6 years old, but her parents had spoken to her about what to do if something like this would happen. A lot of parents want to know when the right time is. When is it? When are they too young to know? When it might scare them? When do they really have these opportunities to put something like this into practice?
Right. Well, you know, it's up to every household to determine that, but we suggest to really start young and make sure that messaging is simple and easy for your young kids to understand. Start with things like walking through your neighborhood, pointing out which houses your child could go to in an emergency, what your neighbors' names are, what their parents' full names are, what phone number and what home address they have. These are things that you can teach your young kids the basics of child safety. But of course, as they get older, so should the messaging. And so really make sure when you start young that it's simple, it's easy for kids to understand, and it's not overwhelming.
Well, Callahan Walsh, thank you so much for walking us through that. We appreciate your time here.